Ahoy, what's up? I am back again for another vlog recording, and I let it be shown on the record. I am forcing myself to do this week because I just want to sleep. It's a long weekend this weekend. It's another holiday today on the day of recording in Japan, and I have been out drinking for 2 nights, and then on the 3rd night I just couldn't sleep. So yeah, we went out to the all-you-can-drink, to the Nomihoudai dinner party that I organized at work, and that was great. We got to meet with I knew most of the people that were there because I've tried to get around and at least get a lot of people's names, but there were a couple of people that I didn't recognize or I just hadn't talked to in a long time, and it was tricky getting even a reservation at that place because I didn't realize that my phone could make phone calls. The SIM that I have didn't say that it could. So when I tried to call and it connected, I was a little bit surprised, and then they let me do it in English, which was also great. But regardless, how I got to the place doesn't matter. The point is, Nomihoudais are awesome. Basically 3,500, I think. 3,300 for everybody at the table. They all got me back for it, of course. And it's all you can eat and all you can drink for 2 hours, and that's the cost at that one place. Other places have other rules. Because the next one that I went to on the next night with my roommates was 1,500 for 2 hours, but also there was a minimum food order with it, and you had to add some to get to the beer instead of the highballs. So potentially you can drink a lot for pretty cheap, and then you just have a really fantastic night out. I got to try my first sushi, which I've never actually had Japanese sushi before, and still not super sold on it. It was only one type. Some of the other people went out for a sushi lunch that day at a different place that specializes in it, and they said it was amazing. I did not get that stuff. And then I also got to talk to, again, a few more people from work that I haven't had much of a chance to chat with for a while. I got to talk with one of the people who interviewed me for the internship in the first place. She came by, and we just, lots of drinks, lots of food, got some invites out to some future stuff. Networking at play. That's the thing. When it comes to professional stuff, I have to go edit my LinkedIn article that I had to write this weekend on mental grogginess too. Here's the ticket about that. Just treat it as an excuse to go do fun things. You can worry about making the connections and doing the professional angle of stuff afterwards. To start with, just use it as an excuse to go do things. You will have so much more fun and just make friends wherever you work. It's so good. Assuming you like where you work. Probably not going to get a lot of good out of networking in a retail job. So I've finally been assigned to a new project over at work. I'm stoked about that. It's not one of the projects that I thought I was going to be working on, and it's not really as cool on the surface, but it is something that has some heart to it, and it's a different kind of a challenge than those other things are going to be. Filmed some reference over the weekend. I've been just reading over the storyboards for it, trying to wrap my mind around it. They gave me a shot that's kind of near the end of an episode when it has an emotional hit moment as my warm-up for it, so I really want to make sure that I sort of give it my best foot forward on that, and tonight need to make sure that I go to bed early and get lots of sleep. Work lunch conversations are getting fun too, in that I almost always have somebody to pointlessly bicker with about something. Where there was this one thing with 2 characters' interactions in a story in an existing season that he thought they were one way and I thought they were another, but then I went and just read the storyboards for the next season that we're working on, and I'm fucking called it. I was right. The way that I see it is definitely the way that they're going. And then there's another guy who's a concept artist. Yes, Jamie, I know you are listening to this. We fought for a little bit over what the definition of background porn is, and I think it's just that I just have different criteria than a professional background artist would, which is fair, but also finished Fire Emblem. Oh, the Cindered Shadows DLC was a thing. It wasn't really all that fantastic. Honest, I would not say it was worth $25, and I didn't care about all the rest of the DLC. I was waiting for that story pack. It wasn't exactly cringeworthy, but I'm frugal. I'm very fiscal, sort of penny pinching when it comes to these types of things. And the only reason I gave them money was because I've gotten so much time out of the game already. I feel like they've more than earned it, so I got to experience it. But if I was on the fence about it, I wouldn't buy Cinder Shadows. And now I just want to play the game one more time on Blue Lions again, so that I can see what Cinder Shadows gives me in the game and in Japanese to train myself. But I'm a little bit worried that my Japanese still isn't good enough to get there. And it's good that this is not the first, but the second fully voiced one, so it would be easier to follow along, get audio cues, and also I can read with it. But I think what I'm gonna do first, the Mega Man Zero Legacy Collection comes out tomorrow. And I also love the shit out of those games. And those are E-rated, and they aren't a 100-hour-long RPG centered around fantasy military tactics. I feel like I might be able to tackle it. Here's the thing, too. I've actually made this jump before. When I started reteaching myself Japanese, I tried an emulated ROM of an old Fire Emblem. I think it was New Mystery of the Emblem, and I just could not get like any of the plot up to the first map. So then I went to Mega Man Zero and I translated my way through all the text leading up to the first level. And that was slow as hell, but I was able to do it. Now it's been like 2.5, 3 years since then, and I know I've gotten better, and this just kind of seems like a really good opportunity that I should take. But anyways, like I say, I am kind of forcing myself to talk right now because there's not a whole lot that's jumping out at me. I'm gonna try to watch one more episode of something before I go to bed just for some more listening practice. And then, yeah, oh, I hope I can actually get some Z's tonight. It sucks when you just roll around all night and you have no idea why. Bye.